This devotion is on John chapter 18. Chapter 18 is all about the arrest of Jesus. Chapter 19 is based on the death of Jesus. Chapter 20 is the resurrection. And then 21 is sort of an epilogue or a finish to the book. So chapter 18, the arrest, John, again, very intentional in his writing. So he wants to highlight certain things that happen during the arrest. The first episode is in the garden. No mention of praying in Gethsemane in this gospel, but the soldiers coming to arrest him. What's interesting is when they ask, "Are you Jesus of Nazareth?" when he says, "Yes, that's me, or I am he actually is using the divine name of God. He does it twice. He uses the divine name of God. And on one of these occasions when he uses this name, it says that they all fell back or fell to the ground. Now these are Roman soldiers, some of them trained not to fall, and yet he says the divine name and they all fall back. So that's interesting. Then we come to, he gets taken to somebody's house. So he's not taken for a proper trial before the Jewish leaders, but to someone's house. And at this house, he's questioned. And it seems when you read it that Jesus is being rude and they punish him for being so. But in actual fact, it's a point of order because they are not questioning him with witnesses as Jewish law requires, but are just using Roman inquiry. And Jesus questions that, which is interesting too when you consider they're not using the law there. And also when they take him up to Pilate, which is the later stage, the Roman governor, they wouldn't enter Pilate's palace because there was a rule that says you'll defile yourself during Passover and you won't be able to participate in Passover if you do that. So there's a bit of hypocrisy there, more than a bit, that is going on. The other thing worth highlighting here is the denial of Jesus by Peter. 3 times that occurs, and that's in this chapter. But that is paired with later on in the Gospel of John, Jesus comes to ask Peter about his love for him, and he does it 3 times. So there's the repeat of the 3 denials with the 3 affirmations of love for Jesus. And finally, in this chapter, John highlights Pilate, the Roman governor's inquiry. The whole plank of the Jewish argument was that Jesus was a threat to Rome, announcing himself as a Messiah. So that's the way they could have him executed. Pilate questions him and Peter says, "My kingdom is not of this world. It's not an earthly kingdom." That's something that all of us need to remember in everything that we're doing, that the kingdom of God, Jesus' kingdom, is not something to be established here on earth at this stage. It's a different type of kingdom. It just speaks to us about what success is. But anyway, all this leads to an arrest and then to a sentencing, and we'll look at Jesus' death tomorrow. Enjoy the chapter.